all, hope everybody's okay. I did say a couple of videos back that I was going to start a new thing every week, whereas on a Wednesday I would do like an invitation style card, wedding invitation. So we're going to call it Wednesday's Weddings. And I've got all my stuff here. Now this is the easiest invitation you will ever be able to make, providing you get all your measurements right. So you're going to need a card base that measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, scored down the middle of 5 3/4. Okay, that's our card base. And it's at that measurement because you can get it in a 6x6 envelope or a 6x6 box. Okay, then you need 2 matting layers, one for our insert of our card and one for the front of our card. Okay, and these are 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then take 2/8 of an inch off the top and 2/8 of an inch off one side. Okay, that just gives you 1/8 of an inch all the way round. And then this piece of glitter cardstock measures 3.5 inches wide by 5 and just under 3/4. So it's exactly the same width as our card mat. Okay, then you're going to need some ribbon, and I've got double-sided satin ribbon here. I've got a piece that measures 5 inches. I've got a piece that measures 6 inches, and I have a piece that measures, because this one's going to go right round our card, 8 inches. Okay, so first of all we're going to do the bow, because while we're doing the rest of the card we can be giving the bow time enough to dry. Now we're going to just burn the edges of our ribbon just to seal it, because nobody wants a fraying ribbon. Okay, so we're just running the flame over it just to seal that end. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your ribbon. I'm going to fold it exactly in half. Okay, and we're going to pinch the end of it. This will put like a crease in the end of your ribbon. Now if you are making these as wedding invitations, use a good glue, because the last thing you want to do is give your guests a card that's all fallen to pieces, or that will fall to pieces while they have it on display. Now this type of card, it was the most requested because it was the cheapest. Okay, and all I'm doing now is, because my ribbon is double-sided satin ribbon, I'm folding it back on itself to meet that pinch line I put in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the other side. That's going to meet that bit. Okay, and yes, you're going to get glue on your fingers. So we'll put that there for a minute, and we're going to do exactly the same to our 5-inch piece. We're going to fold it up. Make sure it's, yep. So I'm just pinching this in the middle and I'm trying to keep it straight. Okay, so I'm using Collall glue. if you're making wedding invitations or stationery, you wouldn't really want to use a water-based glue, a PVA glue type, because it doesn't matter what kind of cardstock you use, and I use quite a lot of different types, from Centura Pearl to satin board to you name it. Okay, now we've done our ribbon, and we're the seam facing up on that one, and we want it facing down on the top one, and we're just going to put a dab of glue on there. And we're going to get them central. Okay, and then what I advise you to do is get a peg, that's moved already, get yourself a peg because it'll be like another hand, and just put it where you've put the glue in the middle. Okay, now we can get to work on our card base. So we have a mat. What have I done with it? For the inside of our card, and that would have like Melissa and Barry would like the pleasure of your company to celebrate with them on this blah blah blah, their wedding day, to be held at blah blah blah, reception to follow, and all that. That's what this piece would be. Okay, and this is, like I said, this is just a very basic, but it still looks elegant, and nobody will know that you've done it yourself. As long as you get all your measurements right, you get all your borders correct. Okay, now we can put this to one side to let it dry, and we'll work on the top. Now, this glitter card, it doesn't shed, and I would advise you to always use non-sheddable glitter card, because there's nothing more than a person hates to pull out a card and get covered in glitter. Okay, so it's non-sheddable. Okay, now there's a couple of ways you can do this. This is one of the cards that I've made previous. Okay, and I don't know whether you can notice, but this bottom part here, the glitter part, is actually embossed with roses. Don't think the camera, just there you can see one. Camera's just picking it up. So you can either emboss this piece of glitter card, or you can just leave it flat like I'm doing today. I'm just putting it on flat. It's entirely up to you. It does have more of an effect if it is embossed, but if you're going to emboss it, just do like roses or swirls, or you know, keep it sort of neutral. Okay, and we want this right at the very bottom of our card and right up to the side of our card. So I'm going to stand it up first to make sure it's at the bottom, turn it to this side to make sure it's at the side, turn it to that side to make sure it's at the side, and then we can go and flatten it down. Now what we want to do is find the centre of our card there. Okay, so okay, so the centre would be round about there, and I'm just putting a dab of glue on. See the glue strings off that glue, and I'm bringing it right up to my glitter card. Okay. Then while we've got that glue helping us keep that on, we're going to flip it over and we're going to take some double-sided sticky stuff. Yeah, so this was one of the most asked about cards when I was making wedding invitations. A, because it was the cheapest, and B, because it still looked elegant. So, you know, it was a win-win. And also you can adapt. Excuse me, I've still got this cough. You can also personalise it by, if the bride wants them to know what colour the wedding is actually going to be, you can adapt the ribbon to that colour choice. Okay, so that's helped us keep hold of that ribbon there. Now what we're going to do is the ribbon that we put in the peg, we're going to take this, okay, and we're going to find our little piece of ribbon, and what we want to do is we want to wrap that round the centre. Now what I'm going to do is take a piece of that tape again. What have I just done with it? Where did I put that roll of tape? Oh, I don't know. There. I'm going to take a piece of this tape because it's strong tape. I would normally use glue, but for the sake of the video, we're going to use tape. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that round the centre of my bow. I'm just going to peel back this red stuff, the paper. Okay, I'm going to take a little piece of my ribbon, line it up there, take it round the front and then wrap it round the back, and then we can snip that down to size. You could use this card for wedding, obviously, christening, communion, silver wedding, whatever. I just want to share with you how easy it is to make your own without spending hundreds upon hundreds of pounds. Because we all know, we've all been married, well, most of us, and we all know how much they cost. Okay, so that's going to stick on there. No, it's not. It's going to stick on my finger. You will stick on that card. Right, I know that in your stash, us women were like magpies. And I know you'll have all kinds of bits and bobs. Okay, depending on how big your wedding is, this is just a small lot that I quickly gathered. Say you're having 100 people, you're going to need 100 of each one, okay? So you're going to have to make sure you've got them in. Hopefully that's stuck. Okay, so making sure our card's opening the right way. Turn the north base over, and the bows just fell off. We'll fix that on in a minute. True Mel style, this, isn't it? And we're just going to come in with our glue. This was my first passion, making. This is what drew me to card making. was making wedding invitations. Now for your wording, we will get round to that in one of these Wedding Wednesdays. That's okay, we've got you can use paint, you can use office, any really where you can type and then save as PDF. In the bundles that I used to do, it used to be the invitation, RS card, accommodation, menu, and they would all go in a pocket inside the card if that's the style that the person wanted. As I say, this is just very basic, just to show you how quick you can come together. Now, when I was making invitations, what I used to do was, one night I would sit there and I would cut all the cardstock. The next night I would sit and, depending on what they were having on the cardinal, would print out. Then the following night I would sit and start gluing bits. You know, it wasn't like rush, rush, rush. It was at my own pace, my own time, and depending on what else I had pressing. If you got me on a good week where I had nothing else, I could have them done in like 3 weeks. And I'm just going to put this little rose. It's a Aurora Borealis, Aurora rose. And for the sake of the video again, I have just stuck it on with tape. So there is your very basic silver wedding, christening, communion. I mean, you could even change the colour of the glitter card to match the bridesmaids, or, you know, what colours were being used. So that was one of my original ones. And that was the one that we've done today. So there you go. And like I say, every Wednesday from now on, we're going to call it Wednesday's Weddings. I will show you either a different type of invitation, a complete package that matches throughout. There will be times when I'll have to bring my computer in. You'll be over my computer and we'll be typing on Word and what have you to, you know, get all the word and writing, what have you. Also, there'll be foiling going on, so I can show you how to foil your invitations as well, which looks really professional. So yeah, so I hope you stick with me on a Wednesday. I did use Stampin' Up! Whisper White cardstock for these, and like I say, you do want a good glue, because you don't want your invitations either warping or bits falling off or this, that and the other. So yeah, so there's our first card for our Wednesday's Weddings. Take care for now, ladies, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.